Magandang gabi po sa ating lahat, or araw, or hapon, depende po sa kung anong oras kayo nag-aaral. So, we are in Module 5, which is on word analogy. And ito pong word analogy is similar to some of the other topics dito sa ating review series, ano. So kung may makita kayong overlap sa mga ibang topics, it's not surprising kasi it could be vocabulary, it could fall under analysis, pero for the purpose of showing you yung range ng mga pwedeng magtanong, bibigyan na lang din, ilalagay na lang natin as part of the module itong word analogy. So before we proceed in answering yung mga questions na na-prepare natin, let's go first dito sa tinatawag natin na general tips kung paano magsagot ng word analogy problems. Okay, I have here 7 general tips para sa inyo na pwede niyong magamit in trying to answer word analogy problems. Now, remember that this is a test of your logic, ano. Iti-test niya dito kung how reasonable you think, ano, in certain context, ano, kung naka word pairings siya. Okay, for our first tip here is try to determine the relationship is between the first pair of words. Okay, ang ginagawa natin dito sa word analogy, we have one pair and then we compare it with another pair of words. So in order for you to get the correct answer, kailangan mabuo mo yung pairing na, yung dalawang pairings na yan, na logical, na that it makes sense, ano. Hindi lang basta pupunuan mo siya, but kailangan mo siyang punuan in a way na mag-make sense siya. So kailangan mo munang ang one tip that you can try is i-try mo munang tignan yung relationship ng unang term, nung unang pair rather, para makuha mo rin yung relationship ng para makuha mo rin yung tamang sagot doon sa second pair. Okay, here ang goal nitong word analogy is kung ano yung relationship ng unang pair, kailangan maipareho mo yung doon sa pangalawang pair of words. Okay, now there are in here in word analogy, may mga madali lang, may mga mahirap, but of course since this is the civil service exam, it's really not a good idea to think that it is easy, ano. So but anyway, for easy items, mag-rely ka na lang dun sa given. Kung ano yung given, usually a minimum of 2 words na ang given dyan para ma-establish mo yung connection. Ngayon, for more difficult items, may mga items kasi dito na medyo mahirap, ano. And dito na papasok ngayon yung tinatawag natin na process of elimination. May mga items dito na hindi mo lang instinctively ma-figure out. Hindi mo lang malalaman kagad, ano? Depende dun sa given. Kailangan mong tignan yung choices dun sa ibang items. So here, kailangan mong gamitin yung tinatawag natin na process of elimination. Makikita natin later kung ano yung application nitong process of elimination na to. Next, improve your vocabulary. Okay? Nasabi ko nga sa inyo kanina na itong word analogy ay related sa vocabulary in a sense na kapag hindi mo alam kung ano yung isang word doon sa pair, or kung hindi mo alam yung dalawang unang words doon sa pairing, hindi mo na ma-figure out yung mga susunod kasi nakadepende doon sa pagkakaintindi mo doon sa word kung maiintindihan mo rin yung relationship ng susunod na pair ng words. Okay, so the best thing to do is to improve your vocabulary. Of course, not just for this topic, not just for word analogy, pero there is also a separate topic on vocabulary. Okay, next. If the meaning of a word is unknown, eto na, kapag hindi mo daw alam kung ano ibig sabihin ng word, hindi mo maalala, then try to recollect the context in which you have come across the word. So, kung hindi mo maalala kung ano yung word, pero nasa dulo ng dila ko yun wait, saan ko na nga ba yun nahanap? Okay? That is one way of figuring out kung ano ibig sabihin ng word na hinahanap mo. Try mo lang. Saan ko ba ito narinig? Okay. Pag naalala mo na kung saan mo narinig yung isang bagay, more or less you will have an idea kung paano yun nag-work. Okay? Next, wala nang ibang paraan kundi kung para para ma-figure out kung paano mong gagawin but to practice. In word analogy, it's about practice. Kasi through practice nakikita mo, okay, ganito yung relationship ng dalawang yung first two words, yung first pair of words. So ganito, more likely ganito rin yung relationship ng dalawa. The way to figure that out is, it's like math actually, it's logic eh. So you need to practice and practice and practice. Wala nang ibang paraan, other than improving your vocabulary. The thing you should do is always to practice. Okay? And of course, if all things fail, eliminate the unlikely answers and make an educated guess. Okay. Paano kung yung process of elimination mo isa lang, dalawa lang ang natanggal mong choices? Ultimately, kailangan mong pumili ng sagot. And hindi pwedeng magtatagal ka sa isang question. So, kung hindi mo talaga ma-figure out kung ano yung tamang sagot, tanggalin mo yung irrelevant and pumili ka ng educated guess. Kumbaga, hindi lang basta hula na pipikit ka tas pipiliin mo na lang kung alin doon. No. You need to do it with an educated guess. Kailangan yung guess mo, meron at least reason for you to choose that. Okay? So those are our general tips for solving or answering word analogy problems. Okay. Now, although it can range, yung word analogy natin can range from a lot of things, merong mga specific na kinds ng relationship na makikita sa mga word analogy problems na to. Okay? Una, antonyms. Pwedeng yung first set of words, first pair of words ay antonyms. Ano ibig sabihin ng antonyms? Like, words that have opposite meanings. Like, good and bad. Magka-opposite sila, Pwede rin namang synonyms or words that have similar meanings. So, it could be, yung buy, pwede mo siyang tawaging purchase. Okay? Or it could be descriptive, in which one describes the other word. Like, for example, blue, and then the other term is ocean. So, more likely, ganun din yung relationship ng susunod na word pairing. Like, for example, yellow, mango. Parang mga ganun. So, the first word describes the second word, or vice versa. So part to whole, in which one word is part or piece of the other. Kumbaga, the entire body is the head is part of the entire body. Or sabi mo ng pag fish, yung fins, yung palikpik niya. So the whole there is the fish, yung part is the fin or yung scales, mga ganun, yung kaliskis. Okay, steps in the process like cooking to serving. Kumbaga, 'di ba, the first part is cooking and then the last part is serving, parang ganun. Or cause and effect, like when you build fire, magkakaroon siya ng smoke. Or when there's a blizzard, something freezes. Yun yung cause niya is yung blizzard, yung effect niya is yung freeze. Okay? Or things under functions, like yung scissors are used to cut. Parang ganun. Okay? So, item to category naman. Pwedeng lemonade is to beverage, or spaghetti is to food. Mga ganyan. Or implied relationships. Kumbaga, they are related in a sense by implication. Like yung clouds, somehow the cloud is related to the sun. Or symbolisms and what they represent. So here, ang example niya ay heart and love. Okay? So yung heart, sinisimbolize niya yung love. So these are the kinds of relationships that you need to practice. Kaya nga kailangan natin ng practice when we deal with word analogy problems. Okay? Siguro sa ngayon, hindi pa natin nakikita immediately kung ano yung mga kinds of relationships, pero when we apply them sa mga sample questions natin na naka-prepare dito, we can see kung anong relationships ang meron sila. Okay? So dito sa ating sample question number 1, basahin ko lang yung problem. Dog is to bone as goat is to blank. Okay. Sabi natin kanina, dun sa tip, ay kailangan mo munang aralin yung relationship ng unang word pairing para ma-figure out mo yung second word pairing. Ano yung unang word pairing natin dito? So dito, ang unang word pairing natin ay yung dog at bone. Okay. Usually, ano ba ang relationship ng aso sa buto? 'Di ba usually yung dog is feeding on bone, or yung aso kinakain niya buto. Although that's weird, kasi typically hindi naman talaga buto yung kinakain ng aso, but well, that's the common perception. So yung dog ay kumakain ng buto, therefore so as goat is to blank, yun yung second word pairing natin. Ngayon yung blanco ay nandun sa second word pairing. So kung yung kanina si dog ay kumakain ng bone, so itong si goat ay kumakain ng ano. Parang ganun yung sense ng word analogy. Okay, so tingnan natin yung choices. Kumakain ba si goat ng horn? Of course not, 'di ba? Syempre, siguro yung naisip ng examiner dito baka ma-mistake niya for yung ano ba yung horn, sungay. So ang hinahanap natin dito ay yung kung ano yung kinakain ng goat. So, spaghetti ba? No. Paa? Foot? No. So, yung option natin dito, actually, itong question na to is very straightforward, very, very easy. This is the easy part of the word analogy. So, here, the answer here is grass. Okay? So, again, the answer here is grass. Letter B. Okay, next. So, here, sa sample question number 2 natin, similar siya sa first question natin in a sense na isa lang yung unknown at nasa dulo rin siya. So again, our word pairing here is yung fish is to gills. So yung unang word pairing natin again is fish is to gills. Now, ano ba si gills in relation sa fish? Ano ba si gills ano ba ang relationship ni fish sa gills? Okay. Fish is a part of the gills is a part of fish. Okay? That could be one relationship. So, tignan natin yung options. Human is to yung second word pairing natin, human is to blank. Human is to I. So, yung I is a part of human. Yes, that's correct. 2. Humans is to fins. May fins bang humans? Eliminate B. C. Human is to food. Well, hindi part ng human ang food. So, cross out natin si food. And then, human is to lungs. Okay? That's correct. Diba? That's a part of a human. So automatically, crossed out na si letter E. Now, problem is, meron tayong dalawang options na pwedeng maging sagot. So, alin dyan ang pipiliin natin? So, tingnan natin ulit yung first word pairing. So, fish is to gills. So, yung gills ay bahagi ng isang fish. Yung hasang ay bahagi ng isda. Correct? At yung letter A at letter D ay parehong bahagi rin ng humans. So, anong pipiliin natin? Okay. How do we choose? Now, next, function. Titignan naman natin yung function. Ano ang function ng gills para sa isda? Now, yung gills ay ginagamit ng isda para makahinga siya. So, that is yung parang breathing mechanism niya. So, pwede natin gamitin yan as analogy. So, yung una, si human is to I. So, yung tao ba ay humihinga using his eyes or her eyes? No, di ba? Pero is human breathing through his or her lungs? Yes, correct. So, in that case, may establish natin yung association na fish is to gills as humans is to lungs. So, nakapili na tayo ng isang answer. So, that is question number 2. Now, let's proceed to sample question number 3. So, sample question number 3, blank is to math as biology is to science. Oops, teka. Kanina, di ba, ang blanco nasa second pair. Ngayon, hindi mo na ma-figure out yon, di ba? Kasi blanco nga yung yung kanina yung blanco ay nando second pair, so you can figure out kung anong relationship ng first pair. But this time, yung first pair ang may blanco, yung second pair ang kompleto. So, titignan natin kung ano yung kompleto para ma-figure out natin yung relationship ng dalawa. Okay? So, here, blank is to math as biology is to science. So, yung second word pairing natin, which is biology and science, ano kaya ang relationship ng biology to science? Okay. Diba, sinasabi natin that biology is a branch of science. Correct? So, yan. May establish natin yan. So, maghahanap tayo ng word pair ni math that is a branch of, maghahanap tayo ng isang word that is a branch of math. Ano kaya dito sa mga ito ang branch of math? A. Algebra, B. Subject, C. Hard, D. Compute, E. None of this. So, alam naman siguro natin that algebra is a branch of math. So, in our word analogy, para ma-complete siya, algebra is to math as biology is to science. So, ito yung mga relatively mas madadali pang questions. Ano? So, dito, titignan natin kung ano titignan natin ang relationship ng word pairing na kompleto. Okay? Tapos, hanapin na lang natin doon kung ano yung suited na sagot doon sa question. Okay. Let's proceed to our sample question number 4. Okay. Blank is to chef as blank is to clerk. Oops, teka. Medyo mahirap na ito kasi dalawa na yung unknown. Dalawa na yung blanco. Okay. Ang given lang sa atin ay yung second word sa first pair, which is chef, at second word sa second pair, which is clerk. Okay. Now, ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na difficult question. So here, since this is a difficult question, we need to eliminate yung irrelevant na mga sagot. Okay. Let's try letter A. I-try natin si letter A. Okay. Pastry is to chef as typing is to clerk. So yung pastry is to chef, yung pastry, ano ba yung pastry? Mga tinapay, mga ganyan, yun ginagawa yun ng chef. Kumbaga yun yung produkto ng chef. Pero yung typing is to clerk. Yung typing ba ay produkto ng clerk? No, right? Yung typing ay action ng clerk. So, hindi pareho yung relationship ng dalawang pairs. So, i-cross out natin si letter A. Okay. Pangalawa, cooking is to chef as typing is to clerk. Okay. Again, cooking is to chef as typing is to clerk. Si chef daw ay nagluluto, si clerk ay nagtatype. Well, it can be an option, no? So, i-check natin yan si B. Pero again, remember, hindi dahil okay na relationship si letter B, ay yun na kagad. No, we need to check the others. Baka may mas magandang sagot. Like yung kanina, 'di ba, yung sa humans, yung fishes to gills, humans to blank, 'di ba? Dalawa yung sagot na pwede, pero kung ninarrow down natin, isa lang pala yung tamang sagot doon. Here, baka malay mo naman kung mas mayroon pang mas tamang sagot. So, letter C tayo. Cooking is to chef as painting is to clerk. Mukhang di naman nagpe-paint ang clerk as a job, ano? So, no. Pastry is to chef as pizza is to clerk. Yung pastry ginagawa ni chef, yung clerk ba gumagawa ng pizza? No. So, ayun, na-narrow down natin, na-eliminate natin si A, C, D, at gaya ng sabi ko nung sa introduction, wag tayo magre-rely dun sa letter E as an option, yung none of these. Kasi generally, hindi naman talaga ginagamit as tamang sagot sa letter E. Unless talagang sure kayo na yun yung tamang sagot. But here, the correct answer is letter